Alright, we got ourselves some power bombs, and actually we're going to get some more here in just a second. If you missed the last video, we are in Red Brinstar. At this point, we just got some power bombs for the first time, just after getting the super missiles for the first time. And these are both pretty useful things to do, even if you're not doing a reverse boss order run. To get these out of the way early, save yourself some time. You might not need to get the power bombs quite this early, but you definitely want to get the super missiles as soon as possible. So, we got those. At this point, you saw where I use a power bomb to not only blow up this platform, but also there's 3 giant side hoppers that were jumping around up here. And using a power bomb to kill them all at once is pretty useful, because you have to kill them all 3 to get out of that room. Doing a little bit of spike boosting here again. Does save time if you don't mess up like I do half the time and completely miss the platforms. It's okay. Don't really need to use a power bomb here for any reason. You can just shoot those platforms that fell through. I don't know why I did that. Anyway, what we're coming up to next is the Spazer beam, and it is probably the first practical use of the wall jump that you can do in any run. No matter what you're doing, you can wall jump up here. It takes 2 or 3 wall jumps and you're up. There's no real reason to wait to get the high jump boots, which is what you're technically supposed to do, I guess. But wall jumps definitely help here. I'm sure it was intentionally put in that way. You can get it just a little bit early. What it will help you do is, well, it doesn't really help you do a whole lot. It just kind of makes your beam a little more powerful. And it actually looks like a laser now instead of corn or something. I don't know what that is. Anyway, now we're heading into Norfair for the first time. And something to remember about Norfair on this run, it's probably the most annoying area of the world, just because most of the rooms are heated and your health drains constantly because we don't have the Varia suit on. So what I do here is it's going to kind of kill some of these enemies, get some energy. I actually cut out most of this. I know you don't want to watch me do a Let's Play of Farmville, so I cut all that out right here. What we're going to do here is do another mock ball. I jump, you can hear that right before I go in here, down and roll forward. And there we go. Now this next room, until we get to the ice beam, which is what we're headed for, these rooms are all heated, so you can see where my energy's draining pretty quickly. So I want to get through as fast as possible. And I kind of mess up. It's definitely not as fast as possible, but it works. Now the ice beam, there aren't a whole lot of uses for it. Sure, it makes your beam a little more powerful, but it really slows you down in the long run. Really, the only time you're going to want to have it on is when you're fighting a boss, or killing Metroids at the end of the game when it's necessary, because otherwise every enemy takes 1 extra shot, and it just gets annoying after a while. You noticed there, probably, where I used my reserve tanks manually. Having them on auto is a bad idea in Warfare, especially because as your health drains, and you hit that point where your reserve tanks automatically go off, your health is still draining while your energy is refilling, so you're losing a whole lot of that extra energy that you would be gaining. Little tip here, you want to shoot that guy before you get the energy tank, so the gray doors open. Otherwise you're going to have to wait for him to come all the way back around here. And we get the high jumps. These aren't necessary, but they definitely make things easier and get you through things faster. Now the reason we didn't get the energy tank before is because obviously my health's pretty low, and I didn't want to waste all that time having to refill after I got out of the ice beam room. So I guess it would have been pretty much the same thing. So either way, you can get it first if you need that extra bit of energy to get through there. But you definitely want to make sure you have at least 4 energy tanks at this point, because otherwise you have a pretty low success rate getting through this heated area. Now there are a set of missiles up here in this next room that I pass up. I actually don't go back and get them at any point in this Let's Play. So they're down there. I shot those missiles, or the place before that. So, just so you know, I do know they're there. Didn't forget them. When you're doing a speed run of this area, you'll probably just want to turn into a ball and roll across the bottom. But we need to preserve health because I'm really bad at getting through this area, so we need to do that. Just gonna go down here and get a set of missiles. You should use a power bomb. I don't really know why I didn't. Maybe I forgot I had them or something. And then I remember a couple seconds later. But yeah, definitely want to use a power bomb to get through there. If you're wanting to get these missiles at all, they're not necessary. Something very convenient that the developers placed in this area of the game, you're about to see it. Well, not here, this is the save room. I don't know why I even go in here, to be honest. But very close by, there's an area where you can refill on pretty much everything. And you refill on energy faster than your health is being drained. So, I kind of tend to think that this was intentionally put here. I don't really see any point to this room other than that. And it's nice. See, I'm going to stand here and do this. Yes, you have to watch this time, but I do hold down the fast forward button eventually, so get through it a little faster. And you'll know you're done once your auto arrows light up there at the top. See, they're lit up there. Just go for a few seconds after that, and your reserve tank should be filled up, and you're ready to go. It's about as good as it gets. Next up, we will be going to get the speed booster, which is, again, not a necessary item entirely, but it saves a lot of time. Actually, for this run, it might be necessary. This is because there are parts of the world we have to get through fast, or we'll die. If you don't have a super missile at this point, you can kill that little cactus thing, and they always drop a super missile if you don't have one. Go up here, maybe, and we'll go up here, and then to the speed boost room. Speed booster? Speedy boost? I don't know. Something like that. The reason, well, I guess not the reason I'm doing this, but as I said, I believe in the first video, if you push L and R very quickly, and angle your gun up and down, you actually move faster. But you don't want to do that in this area, or at least from my experience, because for some reason, you fall through the crumbling blocks and you kind of get stuck. Don't want to do that. Like those blocks right there, so I try to avoid that in this area. And after you get the speed booster, doing that is kind of futile. It doesn't really help too much to notice unless you're extremely hardcore about it. I don't know. I guess you could do that. Anyway, very convenient. We got this little area here. You can refill again. We'll do that later. And next up is the wave beam. So we'll see you next video. Thanks.